wonderful participant fraternity who have turned up in such a great number. Thank you so much for your active participation and for a wonderful cooperation. Thank you, one and all.
Over to next session planner.
Thank you, sir. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, I would like to say thanks to our respected professors, Dr. Pankaj Madan sir and Dr. Suyash Bhardwaj sir, for giving the opportunity to be the planner of this session. Thank you so much, sir. Now, without taking
Komal,
much time.
can you be more loud?
Yes,
Little
sir.
bit more loud. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Now, I would like to invite our chairperson of the session, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar sir, serving as Professor of Computer Science in Tulaz Institute, Dehradun. And sir has 15 years of rich academic experience. Over to you, sir. Dr. Sanjeev Kumar sir.
I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks you, Ms. Komal Nagar, respected dignitaries, organizing committee members, and all the participants. Good afternoon to all of you. I, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, Professor of Computer Science at Tula Institute, Dehradun. It's my privilege to be here to chair this session on fantastic topic, academic leadership and management of technical education. Now, what could be better than starting today's session with a Vedic mantra? For this, I would like to invite Ms. Swati Anthal. She is a research scholar in HNB Garhwal University. Ma'am, please come for the Vedic mantra.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving me this opportunity to chant the Vedic mantra. This Vedic mantra taken from Bhagavad Gita 3.11. देवान भावितानेन ते देवा भावयन्तु वह परस्परम भावयन्तः श्रेयः परम वाप्यथा. Relevance with leadership by virtue of the position and the endowment of resources that a leader can command, it blindfolds them to the need to understand importance of mutual dependence. However, the first lesson a leader is an organization need to learn to be successful is the value of mutual dependence. People working with the leader as an important as the leader. A happy and successful married life revolves around the husband and the wife understanding the value of mutual dependence. Particle physicists today have found out that both at the subatomic level and at the cosmos, everything works in perfect harmony because of the universal principle of mutual dependence. Government and society have to honor the principle of mutual dependence. If the elected representative of the government and the parliament do not honor this principle, some forces will act and remind them of the need for this. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Swati Anthal, for simplifying and explaining the meaningful meaning of the mantra. Now let's look its relevance to management and the leadership. I believe that each one of us might have unique interpretation of this mantra. So I invite to all participants give their views on this mantra. How the question is how mutual dependence help us in the making a good leader. How we have blind faith on our leaders and how we have fully mutual understanding between the both leaders and the team members. Then please all the participate give you their views on these questions. How mutual dependence help us in the making a good leader. Anybody, please? Any participated? Maybe, ma'am, please unmute the delegates. Yes, please.
Participants are allowed to unmute themselves. You are invited in the discussion.
Please give your views how mutual dependence help us in the making a good leader?
Very
have
good
faith to-
afternoon, everyone.
Yes, yes, please.
So may I continue if anyone wants to talk?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Very good afternoon, everyone. Myself, I'm Deepa Narayanan here. It is very well profound to talk about the mutual dependence between a leader and a member at this instinct, because leadership is nothing. A true leader is one who has come across being a very ardent member of a team. Only a leader can be successful when you know how to behave like a team member also. So a team leader and a team member has to have a mutual dependence, so that the leader is going to support the member to become an effective leader tomorrow. So to understand on how being a leader, the member really has to understand his role, and also the leader has to know how to be a member. So the mutual dependence between these two people can surely be told to be like the unseparable water and the lotus. But at the same time, the leader knows where to cut off and where to really lead. So this mutual dependence is really going to take a big role, and in order to create future leaders. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, Deepanarayan is the right answer, and it's very defined, very simple words. Thanks for this. And any other participant want to be discuss about this?
Yes.
Sir, may I? Yeah, this is Swati. I feel that
Okay.
leader must develop a culture of mutual support and interdependence before they look to challenge, improve, and achieve.
Mhm. Right.
That's it.
Yes, thank you. Anybody else? Yes,
Yes.
please.
What do I that dependency, it is very good for any team because it increases the degree of cohesion, which is a very good
Sir, your
thing
sound is
for
not clear. Yes, sir.
to
Please
work
repeat your
together.
sir. Please repeat your answer. Your
Hello.
sound is not clear. Please speak loudly.
Is it audible?
Yeah, please.
So, sir, what I want to say that the mutual dependency is a very good thing for any team because it increases the degree of cohesion among the team member as well as with the leader or the head of the team. So
Okay.
this is appreciable for any team to perform better if there is interdependency. That's all, sir.
Yes, Mr. Ajit, you are right. And it was indeed a good discussion, and the points brought up the participants were impressive. And now invite to the Dr. A.V. Prasad, sir, who has been serving as Assistant Advisor for National Assessment and Accreditation of the Council for NAC for last 5 years. And Dr. A.V. Prasad, please introduce our session resource person, Dr. Mayank Agarwal. Please, sir, come.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Welcome. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay. And thank you, sir. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our speaker of the session, Professor Mayank Agarwal, sir. Currently, he's working as Associate Professor and HOD of Computer Science and Engineering at Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Gurukul Kangri, deemed to be University Haridwar. He is designated as IBM Cloud Consultant for 2015 and also Microsoft Azure certified by MAGE, and is US ERC DST Cloud Mentor also. He has bagged one patent to his credit in the field of blockchain. He has having experience of 17 years in academics and loves to deliver inspiring and technical talks. He represented Uttarakhand, UP West and Himachal as science communicator in Indian Science Congress 2014, and since then it's a passion to talk and teach about how to make use of science in daily life. In daily life, he's also a gold medalist and university topper in BTech. He did BTech in honors in computer science engineering, MTech in computer science, and PhD in Computer Science, SFRF IIT, Delhi. He has published more than 50 research papers in reputed journals, conferences, believes in strong teamwork, and has organized many successful conferences, workshops, has conducted more than 100 workshops, trainings in cloud computing, with some on behalf of IBM partners. Has been awarded with the Best Teacher of Computer Science Engineering Award every year by his university, and was awarded as most popular teacher of Faculty of Engineering and Technology in 2011 and 14. He is a life member of CSI, IETE, ISCA, etc. Has contributed in CSI at various levels as Honorary Secretary CSI Haridwar chapter in 2014 to 16, Chairman from 2017 to 18. He also actively involved in various social activities of Red Cross and Bharat Vikas Parishad, editor for Journal of CSI Journal of Computing and editorial board member for International Journal of Current Engineering and Scientific Research, an approved UGC journal. This is a brief introduction of Mayank Agarwal sir. Now may I humbly request Dr. Mayank Agarwal sir to take over the session, please.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad, for such a detailed introduction. In fact, I think he has read the entire profile which was written on my website. Thank you, Dr. Prasad. To begin with, first of all, I'm very thankful to Professor Madan, who is our dean, a true leader who has given this opportunity to me to interact with the intellectuals present in this workshop today. Professor Madan is a true leader. There is no doubt in it. I was in his session for today, and whatever he was speaking, I can assure you and friends to put my words on records. It was not only the theoretical things which he was speaking. We have experienced that whatever he was speaking, this is the concept which he has applied in this university, and we are a witness of his applications in our engineering campus. So I'm very thankful to Professor Madan, who has given a platform to me to share the same platform on which he is speaking today. It is an honor for me, I should say. Friends, to continue with the session, as we all have a limited amount of time, and there are a lot of things which have to be covered. To begin with, I should say that a lot of motivation has been imbibed in you all. I believe so. Means the lecture of Dr. Vikas Arora followed by Professor V.K. Singh, both were so much motivating, and it pumped blood into my veins. So the same situation I believe that you all must have experienced, like the way Professor Vikas and Professor V.K. Singh were saying. And entire management principles have been taught to you from the last 2 days. Professor Madan and other speakers have already told you about how to build the change management, how to build the mission and vision, and how you should become a leader. What is the difference between a leader and a manager? This question was also shared in one of the session I was seeing. Now, the focus of my session would be a mixture of all the things. I'll be focusing little bit on COVID, taking it as a situation of stress, So this is an example we are taking that how a leader should behave when he is in stress, means how a leader can cope up with stress. All of us have already spoken up, means all the speakers have already given so many examples of, like Mary Com example was given to you, Dhoni example was given, I saw by Dr. Vikas, and Professor V.K. Singh was telling about Ratan Tata, the attack on Taj. So we have talked a lot about famous personalities. Today in my session, we'll be discussing about ourselves. So the session would be an interactive session. I hope that you all would be interacting and making it the session what I have presumed that it should go in that way, because interaction is very much required. So I request all of you to interact with the chat. I have opened the chat window on my screen. I can see the chat. So do interact in the chat with me wherever it is required. We will take a scenario of COVID as an example, that how can we manage the things in when we are in stress. We will see that how online teaching, how computers are helpful during COVID, how things can become simpler, which we have to live. It is not going to end so fast. Even if it ends, the things will remain. Means we have to follow the learnings of it. And to begin with, I'll take you back to a flashback. We will start our journey from last year, March 2020, when this COVID actually started. Currently, it is more stressful, more panic state. Means I cannot avoid saying this, that we all are living in a very stressful life. So how to cope up with this stress, we'll talk about it later on. But let us go back to the flashback when COVID was announced. So exercise was already shared with you, and I've gone through the responses which you have shared in the Google form with me. So let's begin with that exercise only. Down the line, 1 year back, when we heard about COVID, the responses I have received, but I would like again some of you to type in the chat window. And whatever you have written, if you can write it down on a piece of paper with you, because these are the problems and we'll be solving these problems ahead in the session. So I want that if you all can have write down these answers of these queries with you in front of you, it would be an added advantage to all of us. So share in the chat window, what was your reaction, not today, 1 year down the line, 1 year before, in March 2020, when you heard about COVID, what was your reaction at that time? Please share those reactions in the chat. I've received one reaction by Deepa Narayan ji, desperate. Another reaction by the same, not sure about anything. More output should come in the chat, please. All of you have already written that in the Google form. So it is easy if you can just see your answer in the Google form and write it down over here also. Depressed, how can it be? Little bit of panic. Definitely, how can it be? Many of us thought that, how can it be in India? It is there outside. So Indians are so much immune, nothing to worry. It will pass on. It is a normal fever. It is safe and secure. So uncertainty was there. We all were depressed. Means there were mixed type of reactions. Some was depressed, some was very much confident. It was unexpected, but our institution gave us hints to take the materials and preparation from home. Very good. It was unexpected. Very good. Worried about financial security. Very good. This thing also came into the mind that it can be a scam, maybe via some of our neighboring countries. So this was the reaction. Now, what was the reaction when we heard about the lockdown? When our Honorable Prime Minister announced that there would be a 14 days lockdown. Now, the reaction must be almost the same. So instead of getting the reactions on the chat, I wish to know that what were your plans when you first heard about the lockdown? So did you made any plans that we will be spending the 14 days with our family? And those 14 days were followed by next 21 days or 29 days. And it lasted almost for 1 month, more than a month. Everything was there in a lockdown. Means institutions were closed. We were there in our homes for more than 2-3 months, or participating partially, we were going into our colleges. So in our home, when we were in a lockdown situation, so what plans you made for that lockdown? So just share your plans. And if possible, please write down your plans on the piece of paper, because we will be coming back to these plans afterwards. Please share the plans for the lockdown you made. Great. Mohanji has written to upgrade himself. Dr. N. Sushil has written, it was happy to be with family, but it extended as the financial crisis was there. It was difficult to digest, definitely. During lockdown, I made few video presentations, YouTube, PDF, mobile. Nishanji has written as much of the technology requirements, experiments with online platforms. Good. How to convert everything in online. Good. To learn digital things has been written by Manikaranji has written how to convert everything online. Trying to stop every possible. Deepaji has written. Very good. Anil Patelji has written today, I decided to complete my PhD work along with teaching. Very good, Anilji. Though you have sent it privately, I have made it public. Very sorry. We hang good ICT backup. Not everyone is financially sound. It was a job search for me. Okay. Okay. Yes. Some of us definitely were very worried because many institutions closed at the time. So I hope that situations are well now, learned new things, approach towards life change. Okay. Now, I was expecting certain more plans, like that some of you might have planned for build body. Some of you might have planned for lose weight. Some of you may have planned for play with your family, child. Some of you might have planned for increase your professionalism, means what is required in your profession, increase the number of research papers, increase number of MOOCs lecture, or whatever is required. Like one has written to increase, means wind up with the PhD work. So some goal must, means I was looking forward for some goal setting by you. So if you must have set some goal during that period of lockdown, it would have given an added advantage in today's session. So if someone of you have set a goal during that time, please share that goal with me. Because one thing finances is, I have taken it. Yes, Ruchi ma'am, please tell. If you want to speak, you can speak also.
Yes, sir. I want to speak, sir. Namaste,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Just you say, sir, ki some planning is different like that. Yeah, obviously, I also planned about to reduce my weight. First, I want to share with you here. And even I reduced some kg. And I'm audible, sir?
Yeah, please, audible.
Even and also along with this, we have also done some work regarding our institution NAC. And with the planning of the director and all the officers, we have done also we have prepared more than about all the state report. In details report, the quality assessment, even the not only the qualitative assessment, in the quantity assessment, like Uttarakhand. I want to tell here, Uttarakhand report, myself prepared, Dr. Ruchit Tripathi prepared. Uttarakhand report means how many institutions are there, like university, deemed university, and all kind of university, and the institution, government institutions, private institution, how many are accredited, how many are not accredited, and what action plan supposed to be do those institutions are not accredited still. So these kind of report we have prepared approx 170 pages. And also we have prepared the quality fact sheet. This is the small, means more less than 15 pages. This quality fact sheet basically focus on the rural institution and the government institution. Likewise, we have prepared, I also prepared the Chhattisgarh report and Punjab report quality fact sheet. My other colleagues is also prepared some other state report. So these are the plannings for the lockdown we have preparing. Even still we are doing some other work. So just I want to share it. Thank you, sir.
Great, Dr. Ruchi. To which institution do you belong?
Sir, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, Bengaluru.
Okay. Nice to hear from you, and a great work, I should say, that you have done during this pandemic for your institution also, and personally for yourself also. So this is one of the positive side we can see. Though currently I cannot deny that it is really a very stressful situation at everyone's house, even in my house. Means there are so many relatives, so we'll talk about that afterwards. But you have really done a great job, and I believe that this was an opportunity which was given to all of us during that pandemic time last year, because it was not so much of stress. We all were very much confident that things are coming and it is passing by. There was not so much of deaths was not there. So, and it was an enjoyable time with the family. Maximum people enjoyed that lockdown if finances were all good. So maximum of us enjoyed it and used it for our own upliftment. Now, Deepaji has written that to learn yoga. Very good. So all of you might have set up some goals, and some of you have shared over here and some of you have not shared, but please write it down on a piece of paper that what goals you made during that lockdown, because those goals are very much important in the coming session. Now, that was one side of the coin for you as an individual person, that what was your reaction, what you planned for lockdown. Now we talk about for your institution. David ji, are you saying something? No? Okay. Now we talk about for the institution side, that how quick your institution was to adapt all these things. I believe that we all belong to academic fraternity. So these questions are based on the like online classes, and also academic fraternity is always doing all these things. So work from home. So how quick your institution adapted to this work from home thing, that okay, the employees can work from home, because lockdown was imposed. It was strictly lockdown from our honorable prime minister. So we can't go to the institution. So did the institution adapted work from home, or he said everything is lockdown, no need to work also, sit? So how quickly the institution adapted and worked from home? How quickly we adapted for online classes, because online classes was something which was not so much familiar with all of us. Though I am a student of computer science, but still we were not having online classes. Though I was using Google Classroom, most of the majority of our teachers was using Google Classroom, but it was only for sharing the notes and other things. We were not interacting the student on an online mode. We were interacting physically. If this COVID would not have happened, then this workshop would have been happened in an offline mode. So how quickly we adapted to the online classes, how quickly the institution adapted for the online classes, and what about the resources for those online classes? How we managed those things at our home? And what about our students? What was the response of the students for those online classes? How quickly they adapted? Some of you might be serving in an institution where majority of the students belong to remote areas. So what was the reaction of those students? I'm talking down the line, means we are talking about the history, you can say, because 1 year back we are talking about. But I would love to hear your responses, that how quickly your institution did all these things. Please use the chat window to answer these queries.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I am Vijay. I'm from Manipal, MIT, Manipal University.
Please.
So once after the pandemic, immediately within 2 months, we were able to connect the students with MS Teams, online mode of class delivery.
Good.
Within 2 months, we were able to do, and enough training was given to all the faculties, and we got trained up, and we are used up now.
Great, Vijay. Which institution?
Manipal Institute of Technology.
Yes,
Manipal.
Yes, Manipal. Thank you, Vijay. Nishanji has written something. Okay, Brijesh, you want to speak? Please speak.
Sir, I am calling from Narendra, and it was for the first time for our institute to conduct the classes online. And what we do was we try to conduct the classes through online mode of Google Meet for the students who were able to have the online access. And for those students where there is a problem of net, what we conducted was we prepared the YouTube lecture and
Great.
given the link of that YouTube lecture on the group, so that at any time they can see the video lectures. And for all both the students who have seen the video lecture and online mode, if they have any problems, they can talk to us personally on our phone or can message them, and then later on we have solved the problem.
Thank you. Thank you, Brijesh. Thank you. Thank you. I would like to hear from Am Vijay Kishore. 1 week time on Blackboard. Can you please unmute yourself and share your experience?
Sir, actually, we were using Blackboard for last 2 years, sir. But we are
Okay.
using for quiz and class test and mid-semester. So Blackboard training was given to us at UPS Dehradun. So we were well aware that online classes have to be taken. So within a week's time, we have got adopted to online classes. And from March 23rd onwards, last year, we have been taking online classes.
Great, great, great. Which institution, Vijayji?
University of Petroleum and Energy.
Okay, UPS Dehradun. Great, great, great. UPS uses different softwares. Blackboard is one of the means very good software, I would say, if institution could purchase, though we also do not have Blackboard, but a very good LMS learning tool is Blackboard, and it is good to see that within a week you all adapted for this Blackboard. So see, the main thing is that the institution, like Ruchiji made a report for NAC. So I would say that if you go to that report and you see the future, those institutions who adapted early, so that is the goal of the leader. A leader has to perceive that these are the changes and they are going, we cannot ignore them. Even we started everything within a week. We conducted trainings under Professor Madan for the whole university on a mass scale. And our university is an amalgamation of everything. We are having Vedas, Sanskrit, Hindi, psychology, philosophy, engineering, MBA, MCA. Apart from professional courses, there are so many courses.
Yes,
And
sir.
those teachers also adapted it. And everything was started on a Google Classroom because we were having a Google Suite. We were
Yes, sir.
having a Google Suite license. We started on a Google Classroom very quickly. Trainings were done. Things became, means till today, everything is going on online. We have started with, end up with online examinations, declared the results, next batch admitted as per the government norms. Even this semester is going online. So adaptation was there. So I found that maximum institution adapted it. Like Google Meet was adapted within 3 weeks, some of you have said. So now it is already 1 year past. I hope that every institution must have adapted it. There is no point to say that if someone has not adapted, adapt it. I'm sure that every institution must have adapted it. But the winner are those who adapted it early. So this is a learning to us that whenever there is a change in the situation, so we all, instead of coming to the stress, we have to see what can we do? What can we do? So what can we do? We have to adapt those things. There is a very good book, a very small book, Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Cheese? Now that book shares the story by the words of mouse, that there are two different mouses and they are loving cheese, and as soon as they find that the cheese is going to finish, they move to a different place. So they compare this thing with human beings. So there are two different human beings. They are daily going for the work. We go daily for our work, and we see that there are certain problems which are having in our institution, and the problems are increasing. Means I'm telling about that story. And so one of that person see that yes, the institution is having so much amount of problem, and the problems are increasing and he cannot solve those problems. The administration is not ready to solve those problems. So one of that fellow adapted the mouse theory and he moved to different institution. So when he was moving to different institution, several questions came to his mind that after serving for so many years in this institution, after achieving an age of 40 or 50 years, will I be able to adapt to the different institution? Will it not be a risk for me? So shall I move or shall I not move? So he thought a lot, and then he adapted the learning from this book, Who Moved My Cheese, and he said that this is the right time to move before the boat sinks. I have to take the decision. I have to believe in myself that I'm as young as I came to this institution, and I have to quit and move to the different position. So he was looking for his cheese and the cheese was not there. So he serves the cheese to some other place. So this is the technology which mouse uses. अगर आपके घर में कोई चूहा आ जाता है, उसे खाने को नहीं मिलता तो दूसरे घर में जाएगा ना. यही जिंदगी है. If the problem is there, so we have to move. If there is a change, we have to adapt with that change and we have to find the solution for the change. We can't sit. The other person in the story, he says, no, I will not move. My cheese will come back. He keep on digging onto that wall from where he was getting the cheese. वो dig करता था. He keep on digging. That where is my cheese? Every day he used to go. Every day he used to wear his coat and go to his institution, go to his workplace. Not institution, go to his workplace. It was a factory, we should say. He go to his workplace and he used to think, what happened wrong? Where has my cheese gone? कहाँ चला गया मेरा cheese? Where has my cheese gone? मैं तो बिल्कुल सही से काम कर रहा था. मेरे लीडर से क्या गलती हो गई मुझे नहीं पता. So he used to curse. He used to say, whatever mistake my leader has made, why God has made me the sufferer? I should get my cheese. I was doing my work honestly. Where is my cheese? He sat there and he sat there and said, no, I will not move. One day the cheese will come again. One day the cheese will come again. And he spent his entire life sitting over there. And his friend moved to the jungle. Move to the jungle means outside your institution, outside your workplace, everything is a jungle. He started searching for his piece of cheese. And when he started searching, he found the cheese one day and a much bigger cheese. A much bigger cheese which he was having in his previous place where he was working. So my friend, someone wrote that he was looking for the job. There was a financial crisis. I believe that he must have found his problem must have solved, though I would like to hear from him after some time. But I believe that because he moved, so he must be able to solve his problem by now. So the quicker the institution adapted, so it means that you are in the right institution. If your institution delayed, then there must be lack of admissions, there must be financial crisis. We have to admit it because we lacked the things which globally it was everything. Now what India is facing today, we see the same things were there in UK, the same things were there in America. So how they adapted it. So we have to adapt now. So let's move further. The stress. Current scenario, I can't ignore, is full of stress. Current scenario, I can't ignore, is full of stress. Down the line, we were not having it. But currently, from last 1 or 2 months, we all are surrounded with stress, maybe due to our neighbors, maybe due to our relatives and all. Now, there are different theories of stress which are written in different books. Now, over here, I would like to quote another novel. The name of it is, I'm forgetting the name. It is a book by Dale Carnegie. It is a book by Dale Carnegie, and he writes about stress, that how can we overcome the stress. So I'll in between I'll think about the name of the book and I'll quote that book. The author is Dale Carnegie. It is a very good.
How to stop worrying. How to stop worrying.
Yeah. Please.
How
please,
to
please.
stop.
Yeah, this is the book, How to Stop Worrying. है ना? So this is the book by Dale Carnegie, How to Stop Worrying. And in his book, he talked about different theories that how we can manage with the stress. So these are different theories which is written over here, that what is the problem? Analyze that problem and act on it. Close shutter theory he spoke about. Close shutter theory means that if I close the shutter of the past and I start living in the present, not think about the future also, I start living in the present, just close the shutter. Like I have to stop water, close the shutter. So he was on a barrage and he closed the shutter. So there's a closed shutter. There is another theory which is not shared in the book, but which has been shared by one of our professor in psychology department in our university, that whenever there is a problem, just put that problem in the closed box and forget about the problem. Let the right time come when your nerves are settled, when your mind is settled, relax, let the right time come. Then open that piece of paper which has given you a problem and then think of the solution. But do not act on the problem immediately. Do not act on the problem immediately. What we do is that act on the problem immediately means do not let stress be ruler on you. Act on the problem means the problem comes and we come onto the stress. So do not let stress overrule you. So if a problem comes, think, keep it aside, plan, and then act. There is a saying in that book which is written that businessmen who worry, they die young. So it is not only for businessmen, it is for entire globe, that the people who worry, they die young. There is another very famous book, The Power of Subconscious Mind. The Power of Subconscious Mind. The book says that gist of the book is that it is our subconscious mind. Even in news, you can see that this COVID is not so much harmful, but the anxiety, the trouble, the stress is something which is causing everything in us. So how to cope up with this stress, friends? What I personally believe is what relieve my stress. I'm sharing my personal experience. What relieve my stress is by occupying myself in the thing which I like. Friends, to put my words on record, I love delivering lectures on the open platform, means by standing and speaking to a huge crowd. This COVID has taught me to deliver these lectures in an online mode. But this is the best stress relieving for me. This is the best stress relieving for me. There have been situations that I was having severe headache, but as soon as I enter my class and I deliver 1 hour lecture to my students, or I enter into a seminar and I deliver a workshop over there, the headache is gone. Even today, from yesterday, this is something very personal I'm sharing with you, means my sister's family is experiencing this COVID nowadays. 50 means some of them have recovered, some of them are recovering. Reports are everything is normal. Situation is all under control. But now, after a period of 1 month, means my brother-in-law have gone through 16 days of COVID. Today is his 16th day. Everything is under control. The reports are normal. But now sister has also been diagnosed with COVID yesterday. The niece diagnosed 1 month before, she recovered with it. But now when sister has also diagnosed and they have reached into a panic state. They went for all the tests, HRCT and all, the doctor advised with the steroids and everything, puzzled with consulting with so many doctors. So means since yesterday till today, all of us are in phone contact and talking with each other and see what to do, not to do. But when I'm talking with you in this lecture, stress is gone. And believe me, from yesterday, I am sharing stories with them that don't go into the panic state because your reports are normal. Everything is normal. You are not having cough. You are not having anything. But in my own family, I am seeing that even after recovering due to stress, they are running here and there to get all the tests done. When the reports are normal, then they are satisfied. Okay, now we are safe. So don't come to the stress. Don't let stress rule you. Lokesh Joshi sir has shared, the author also, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, Joseph Murphy. So I'll be sharing certain more books names with you, because see, a good leader is who is a good listener. A good leader is who is a good listener. This is a very good old saying. I have twisted it. A good leader is a good listener, a good reader, a good reader of good books. So keep your novels, yours means along your bed, before going to sleep, to read at least 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, how much pages you can read. Because at the end of the day, we all are academicians. We all have to lead our students. We all have to lead our institutions, our institutions and our student. Okay. So Charlie Chaplin, everyone knows about Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin said, "Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles." Very good saying by Charlie Chaplin. Friends, Charlie Chaplin father died on a very young age. His mother went to a mental asylum. But when he was 14 years of age, his mother went to into a mental asylum when he was 14 years of age. And still, if he would have come to that stress at that time, we all know that we would not have heard means this name, Charlie Chaplin, that nothing is permanent, even our troubles. Remember this thing, nothing is permanent, not even our troubles. Let me share the sayings of, I'll just share 3 persons' sayings, means with you all. I hope this is Walt Disney. All of you remember him and recognize this Walt Disney. Walt Disney was rejected by a publishing house that you lack imagination. Can you believe? Walt Disney was rejected by a publishing house that you reject imagination. And cartoons are the best imaginative tools we have. We cannot see so much imagination in no other thing. Only cartoons take us to an imaginative world. So if on his rejection, he would have given up to the stress, then we would have never encountered such a beautiful cartoonist and a novelist. Now, what does he say? All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. So remember this saying, all our dreams can come true. Rajinikanth, many of our participants are from South, and even means all of us know who is Rajinikanth. He says he was a bus conductor. If some of you not know that he started his life with a bus conductor and see what he is today. He said, you can't get anything without hard work. What you get without hard work will never fructify. So hard work is required. So the 3 things to summarize, everything will pass, the trouble will go on. Your willpower will be there. Do what you want to do. Do your hard work. There is no substitute to hard work. No substitute to hard work. Remember, no substitute to hard work. Give everything with your full devotion. If you are teaching to your students, teach it with devotion. Take it as a puja to God. Because when you will teach, and you will teach with your heart, with your devotion, then God will definitely bless you. The blessings of the students will definitely be there. I feel proud to share with you that I was going through a message in the group today that Dr. Lokesh Joshi, who is a participant today, a mathematics teacher in our institution, the official timing of classes are from 10 to 5, 10 to 2 during this pandemic and online classes. Because he has to attend this workshop, he posted a message in the group that I'll be taking the class at 9 a.m. today. So this is the beauty. This is the learning. I also learned from Professor Lokesh. I congratulate him, and I am a big fan of him. And I would like to share that I have got most popular teacher only once, and he's the one who gets every year. He's the one who gets every year. And if we both are teaching in the same class, I'm always one vote behind him. I'm always one vote behind him. Whenever we have taught in the same class, the first time he was recruited, voting was done. I saw the votes. He got 2 votes more than me. I went to my dean over there, who was the current dean. I said, "Sir, he should be given the best teacher of the entire college, not only of my department, because he has got 2 votes more than me." So I salute to him, and I think that more academicians are there in this group who must feel proud if there are teachers like this, and we all should become like this. It is not that if we are attending this seminar, then why our students are the loser? Can't we devote some extra time for them? Is it not possible for us to record our lecture and see to it? If you go to my Google Classroom, I recorded 5 videos yesterday night and I posted those 5 videos. That this is your work for today. We will do flipped learning tomorrow. Because my session was there, so I posted 5 videos yesterday night. Not thinking about the stress that my sister's family is having, I am having. I posted 5 videos. I recorded 5 videos yesterday night. You can go through my Google Classroom and see the link of the 5 videos. And I said, we will do flipped learning. Go through these videos in today's session. Attendance will be marked automatically. And day after tomorrow means tomorrow. Yesterday night, I posted the message that today you have to do this thing. And day after tomorrow means not tomorrow. I'll be asking my students that what you have seen, learned from those videos. And this is a flipped learning. What Professor Madan has used in this workshop. So we have to adapt these things. We have to use flipped learning. The institution which will adapt flipped learning will be the winner. This is there in new education policy. This is there, which is used in all the foreign countries, that don't just go and start teaching in the class. Give problems to the students, give study materials to the students beforehand, and then do discussions in the class. Do activity-based learning in the class. Call them outside the class. Make little groups and ask them standing in the group. Give them a query and ask them that first one will answer, then second will answer, then third will answer, and explore those discussions. Stand in between with them. I personally learned all these things from a training program which I have gone through. Professor Madan has also gone through the training program of AICT UKRE. We learned these things from there. So this is what I'm trying to pass these learnings to all of you. Now let's see what lies ahead.
Sir, you are not audible.
I think he lost the connection. Suyash, can you just give him a call?
Yes, sir, sure, sir. Sir, are you there?
If sir is in Dehradun, then it's raining here and there is a lot of problem. Even I had a problem.
I'm trying to connect with him. Please wait for some time. I will.
हाँ सुरेश, एकदम से सिस्टम शट डाउन हो गया था, मैं कनेक्ट कर रहा हूँ, बस 2 मिनट। Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes.
Okay,
Please.
thank you. Thank you. I didn't notice that there was an electricity issue and the laptop switched off in between. So I have shifted to the inverter mode now. Very sorry for the inconvenience. So yes, we are back with it. Okay, now let's come back to our topic. That what does the theory says? That all of us are going to become a leader, definitely, one day. Means we all are already a leader. Being in an institution, we are leading our class. Some of you might be director, some of you might be head of the department. So what are the 3 C's which a leader should have in him? What are the 3 C's which a leader should have with him? The 3 C's theory of a leader is that a leader should remain calm. A leader should be confident. A leader should have a good communication skill. Language should not be a bar. We can communicate in any language, English, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, whatever language we know. So a leader should be calm, a leader should be confident, a leader should be able to communicate. Now, many of us ask that how can a leader be calm when he sees that the boat is sinking? So apply the theory, think, act, analyze, be calm. Apply the theory that how we can avoid stress. But a leader has to remain calm, because if he will not remain calm, then definitely things will worsen. So let's see that what our gurus speak of, that a leader should remain calm. So I'm sharing a small video with you. So just listen to this video. I hope that video and audio all works fine. I've shared in the same way.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful slide. When followed in life, I guarantee you, life will be different. I guarantee you, if this is applied in life, we can have peaceful night's sleep. Here it is. Do you have a problem in life? No? Then why not? Do you have a problem in life? Yes. Can you do something about it? Yes. Then why worry? Do you have a problem in life? Yes. Can you do something about it? No. Then why worry? Isn't it? Isn't it? Why worry?
Was the voice not audible? Someone has written voice not audible, Dr. Ryan Sushil Kumar. Suresh sir, was it not audible?
It was audible.
It's audible.
Okay. So Sushil sir, I think for you it was not, voice was not audible, but for others it was there. So I'll summarize this. See what Dr. Gaur says, what Dr. Gopal says. He's a spiritual guru. He's a spiritual guru. What does he say? He says that why to worry? If there is a solution in life, then solve it. If there is no solution, then why worry? If there is a problem, what we have to do? What we have to do? Write it down on a piece of paper. What we have to do? Write it down on a piece of paper. This is the problem. This is the action I can do. And this is the solution. So if this is the solution, then why do worry? If there is a problem and there is no action, there is no solution, then why worry? अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम है और उसका सॉल्यूशन नहीं है तो भी क्यों चिंता करें? और अगर प्रॉब्लम है उसका सॉल्यूशन है तो उसको सॉल्यूशन से सॉल्व कर लिया जाए, तो क्यों चिंता करें? बिकॉज रिमेंबर व्हाट डिड डेल कार्नेगी रोट इन हिज बुक, दैट द बिजनेसमैन हु वरी डाइज यंग। कौन जल्दी मरता है? जो ज्यादा चिंता करता है। हिंदी में कहावत है, चिंता चिता के समान, चिंता चिता के समान। सो no need to worry, no need to worry. Every problem has a solution. Every problem has a solution. Just no need to worry. Think and find the solution. Let's move ahead. Confident. Be confident. Whatever things may happen, be confident. Do not let your problems overcome you. Do not let anyone come to know that you are being overcome by the problem. If you think that your enemy or someone who is not happy with you is disturbing you, see, I am telling you something which is also known as Chanakya Niti. If you think that he is the person who dislikes you, there is no one who is enemy. Believe me, there is only the difference of, the only thing is the difference of thinking, the difference of vision, the difference of virtue. I might think that this thing looks good. You might think that this thing does not look good. And when there is a difference of opinion, these things give us an altercation that our opinions do not match, so he is my enemy. There is nothing like this, that he is my enemy or he is something. So be confident. Always remember, there is nothing such as, there is only difference of opinion. Always try to remain calm and consolidate the things. If there is a difference of opinion, let the difference of opinion lead to discussions, never to an argument. Let us lead those difference of opinion to the discussion. And after some time, go back to the opponent and tell him that we are very good friends. It was only the difference of opinion on that particular matter. Now things are resolved. What you said, it was followed. If suppose what he said, you agreed for him, say that what you said, it was followed. If what you said, that was implemented, then also you go. Don't think that I was right, why should I go with him? He was having a different opinion. Be confident, be calm. Do not let the stress rule you. See, our shadow is much more larger than you, us. So this is what our confidence should be. जितना हम में है उससे ज्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाना है, जितना हम में है उससे ज्यादा सामने वाले को कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाना है। सामने वाला अपने आप ही डर जाएगा। हमें इंसान की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं मैं, इसमें प्रॉब्लम की बात कर रहा हूँ। किसी इंसान को नहीं डराना हमें, ठीक है? उस प्रॉब्लम को डराना है ना। उस प्रॉब्लम को कैसे डराएंगे? अपने कॉन्फिडेंस से उस प्रॉब्लम को डराएंगे। जो भी प्रॉब्लम आ रही है अपने कॉन्फिडेंस से डराएंगे। अभी मैं देख रहा था, हमारे साथ, मुझे पता नहीं था, अजय मलिक सर जुड़े हुए हैं, है ना। अ मैन ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस, आई एडमायर हिम। मतलब इतनी ज्यादा उन्हें फिजिकली इश्यूज हैं ना। आई डोंट नो वेदर इट इज द राइट प्लेटफॉर्म और नॉट। बैकबोन में इशू, इसमें इशू, तब भी मैं उन्हें देखता हूँ कि रेगुलर वॉक कर रहे हैं, पट्टी बांध के वॉक कर रहे हैं। तो मैं उनसे इतना ज्यादा इंस्पायर होता हूँ कि मैं भी वॉक करने लगता हूँ जब मैं उन्हें देखता हूँ ऐसा करते हुए। बैकबोन में प्रॉब्लम होने के बावजूद डॉक्टर्स ने कहा कि आपका ऑपरेशन होगा। तो मैं आपको लाइव एग्जांपल्स दे रहा हूं अपनी यूनिवर्सिटीज की, जो आपके साथ एज अ पार्टिसिपेंट जुड़े हुए हैं। आई एम शेयरिंग द लाइव एग्जांपल्स ऑफ द टीचर्स, दोज ऑफ आवर यूनिवर्सिटी who are attending this course as a participant with you. And these are not which is a planned lecture. This is what which is coming by heart, seeing their names on the screen. So the willpower, what willpower can do is the real example of Dr. Ajay Malik. Even if doctors advised him to have a backbone surgery, but he overcome with all these things just because of his willpower. So things we have to learn from our own colleagues. We don't need to go here and there and to attend all the different things. These workshops, these books are only to motivate you. Things are there. Just be friendly with all. Make it a human kind nature. Third thing is A leader has to communicate with all. A leader has to communicate with his team. A leader has to communicate with his friends. A leader has to communicate with his family. A leader has to communicate with his boss. We can't leave our friends alone. We can't leave our family alone. They are one side of the coin. We can't become so much of work alcoholic that we leave our friends and family, because everything will bounce back. Everything will bounce back. The work will bounce back. But relations are like mirrors. If there is a crack in the mirror, we can't join that mirror again. Remember this thing. So we have to communicate with each and everyone. We are living in the society. Professor Madan said that he gave an opportunity that who can call the vice chancellor, because linkage is important. The tie-ups are important. So these tie-ups and linkage are important in our socialism. We can't deny. My neighbor was having a COVID, means 2 months before. You will not believe this. People say that if we are having a COVID, we will not go near to him. Before COVID, me and my neighbor's family was interacting each day. So was it possible for us that now you are being diagnosed with COVID and we will not interact with each other? But for safety, we can't go to his house. So what we adopted, I used to call him that come in the garden outside. He used to stand in his garden and I used to stand in my garden. And we both used to talk with each other. My kids used to play every evening. We used to play every evening. Badminton, sometimes in the entire lockdown. And Ludo and everything. So we shifted to online Ludos with him. मुझे मना कर देते थे. He used to say, no, I am not feeling comfortable to play Ludo. So my daughter used to call him, Uncle, let's play. So he used to play with us. So this was a stress reliever for him. So can I leave him at that time? So this is my duty. This is a leader's duty. This is a human being duty. We can't leave someone. So this is the learnings which we have to follow in this pandemic time. Not only on this pandemic time, some other problem will come. So what harm was it? We were standing at a distance of more than 20 feet. He was standing in his garden, I was standing in my garden, both masks on and speaking with each other. After some days, I felt breathlessness due to anxiety. And you will not believe, one of my colleague, Dr. Balian, Professor Dr. Malian in our department, he came to my house. He called me and he said that I want to come inside your house. I said, no, sir, do not come inside. उन्होंने कहा, no, sir, nothing will happen. Let me come inside your house and we will talk together and everything will become right. So I said, okay, if you want to come, I'll come outside and you stand at a distance, we will talk. So he standed in between. In the other house, my neighbor was standing in his garden. I was standing in my garden and we three had a lovely time chatting with each other. So this is society. This is linkage. Now, can it happen any time down the line that if I need the help, my neighbor will not help me? Can it happen that Dr. Balian needs the help and I will not help him? Just hearing that I am having breathlessness, and I asked that, sir, can I have the official oximeter which is there under your custody? Because I gave my oximeter to my neighbor. So he said, Arey sir, why are you worrying? I will bring the oximeter and I will come and have a cup of tea at your house. So I do not allow him to come inside. But this is how the bonding becomes. And we can't forget these things. So COVID has taught us new ways of communicating. WhatsApp, Skype, Google Meet, Cisco WebEx. So let these learnings grow. Do not leave these learnings. Even when COVID gets over, use these means of communication with each other, with your family beings, with your neighbors, with your friends, with your institutions. Use these things. Now, talking about leadership. Now, this is not my words. These are the words from research done by Harvard University, that what type of leadership should be there under stress during this pandemic or any stress, that we should have a servant leadership. What do we mean by a servant leadership? An empathetic leadership should be there. We should have an empathy for our stakeholders. The academic leader should distribute the responsibilities. Everything should not be centralized. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि सब कुछ मैं ही करूंगा. Everything should be distributed. The academic leader has to distribute the things. This is the time for distribution. And leader should communicate, which I have already said. So we should have an empathetic leadership. Empathetic leadership means we should know about each other problems. Okay. So how to motivate? Now all of you are going to become a leader. So how to motivate your fellow beings? Become an empathetic leader. Ask your friends, family, your students. We had an online parents teachers meeting in BTech. Each department, Professor Madan said that we should have a parents teachers meeting and inquire about the well-being of all the students' family. And you will not believe that the parents praised a lot. They said, sir, we are feeling like a family. It has become a bond between you and us. That in an online mode during this pandemic, you conducted this parents teachers meeting. Usually we do not have this parents teachers meeting, but we had this parents teachers meeting especially to inquire that everything is safe at your home. Safety is first. We should explore for new opportunities if possible. Means I'm sharing a new opportunity, and why I've said that if possible, I'll not name the colleges, but some colleges near means Haridwar, near our vicinity, what they did was they have adapted to this situation, and what they did was they transformed their building of engineering into a hospital, and they opened hospitals. Instead of reducing the salaries, instead of doing cutouts, instead of throwing the employees out, they found a new opportunity. Means they transformed the building into the hospital, hired the doctors, and they started treating COVID patients. Because this is an opportunity for that as a business if they think that the building is lying vacant. And another institute has named it in such a way that we can see that he will soon start with a medical college. There are two examples near Haridwar itself, that one college has started with an hospital, another college have named in such a way that I am assuming it that very soon, at present he's opened with an hospital, that very soon he would convert it into a medical college. The name suggests like this means, and both were engineering colleges. So they have not shut down their engineering. They have explored new opportunities during this pandemic time, and which is also the need of the hour. It is not only the business, it is the charity also, if you think. It is the need of the hour. People require this thing. Even our university started with a very small health center for its employees. Not for the general public for the time being, but for the employees. Some oxygen cylinders have been arranged. Some other arrangements have been made that in case someone requires an emergency, at least he could be admitted over here. Then he could be shifted to some other center. So this is empathetic leadership. And opportunities like other colleges have done for it. Then all of you have to suggest to your administrator that there should be no compulsion to come physically. Even if the government allows, we are safe at our home. Online classes are going on. So adapt to ERP solutions. No need to come back to the college in such a haste. Okay, though I'm sure that government is not going to take the risk and nothing is going to open so soon. But still, now all of us are a student. We all are academicians, and I believe that all of us are students definitely. So we have to remain a student throughout our life. Abdul Kalam ji has said in his book, United Minds, and several quotes are there, that we should always be curious like a student. We should always be curious like a student. जब हम छोटे होते हैं, when we are kids, we always ask our parents, why this fan is revolving, how this train is moving. And now when we see all these things, we say, what we have to do with this thing? Let it be. Hone do jo ho raha hai, let it be. So this curiosity should not die. This curiosity should not die. We have to remain a student always in our entire life. Then only we can be a good academician. Then only we can be a good leader. Now, I'm sharing with you sayings of our Shastras, and then I'll explain it. It is written in Sanskrit, so I'll explain it afterwards. First, let's read it. Kak chesta bako dhyanam. Kak chesta bako dhyanam. Shwan nidra tathev cha. Alpari grah tyagi vidyarthi panch lakshanam. Now, what does this saying means? Kak is a crow. All of us must have heard of that story where a crow drops stones in the pitcher and the water comes up and he drinks the water. So the crow was very thirsty and the water level was down in the pitcher. So what he did, he dropped stones in it unless and until he was able to drink the water. So that was the curiosity of the crow. So a student, a human being, this we have to apply in our own life, and please apply it in your own life. We have to remember this, that we have to be curious like a crow. We have to work the determination. We have to do the determination like a crow. Chesta, determination. We have to be determined like a crow. And determination will give results. Bako dhyanam. Bako means bagula, a crane. Many of you might have observed a crane sitting in the pond, in the lake, and looking for the fishes in the lake and grabbing the largest fish. So a crane is very attentive. He's very attentive. The crane is very attentive and he finds for the right opportunity and grab it. He finds for the right opportunity and grab it. So we have to be very attentive like a crane. We have to be determined like a crow. We have to be attentive like a crane. When a crane is sitting on the pond, don't you think that there are other waves? There are other small fishes who is distracting the crane. The crane does not get distracted now. Why does the crane does not distracted? Because the goal is fixed, the aim is fixed. So for you also, for us also, we don't have to get distracted for normal things in our life. There might be situations where there are certain reductions. There might be situations where there are certain inlets, but our goal should be fixed. We have to be very attentive. We have to focus on our goal. And what is our goal? The point, we go back to the first slide. What is our goal? The goal is what you wrote on the piece of paper. That this is my goal. This will I achieve in the lockdown. I will publish 5 papers. So if you have written those 5 papers in the goal and you have not published it, this is the right time. Publish it. Whatever was your goal, if it was left unattained, do it today. Start doing it from today. Then only this lecture would be fruitful. This is the learning from the crane. That small incidents cannot stop us. Small incidents cannot stop us. Small incidents cannot stop us. We have to concentrate on our goal. Shwan Nidra. Shwan Nidra means dog. So a dog sleeps in such a way that even if there is a slightest of noise, the dog wakes up. By this thing, I does not mean to say that we have to sleep like a dog and we wakes up. By this thing, what does I mean to say and what does the Shastra mean to say is that a student, a human being has to be always attentive. There are opportunities nearby. We are surrounded by opportunities. So we are to be always very attentive and grab the opportunity as soon as we get an opportunity. Like a dog. Be an opportunist. Keep your eyes open. See what is there. The fourth point is Alpahari Grah Tyagi. Alpahari Grah Tyagi. What does this mean? This means that the student should take the food which is easily digestible, which is good for his health. And in olden days, we have observed that the student used to go to his Gurukul system of education was there. He used to leave his parents, he used to go to the hostel and live there. So this statement said that the student should leave the house, he should eat easily digestible food. But in this current scenario of 2020, in this modern world, how do we read it? And what is the correct meaning of this? What we interpret, what our gurus interpret, I'm sharing a thing with you. That a student should, Alpahari means there are 5 senses: eyes, ears, nose, skin, tongue. So not only eating of food, a student, a human being should get good things from everywhere. He should listen to good things. He should touch good things. He should eat good things. He should hear good things. जैसे गांधी जी के 3 बंदर हैं, बुरा ना सुनो, बुरा ना देखो, बुरा ना बोलो. So a student, a human being should take only good things inside. He should take only good things inside. And what is the meaning of Grah Tyagi? Grah Tyagi does not mean that I will discard my family, I will go away from my family. Grah Tyagi means over here that we have to come out from a comfortable life. We have to come out from a leisure life. In our house, if we are watching TV throughout the day and night, so we have to put certain restriction for our kids, for ourselves. We have to do certain sacrifice. That is what Grah Tyagi means. Grah Tyagi does not mean nowadays that leave your house and start living on the mountains. This is not the time for this. In this world, Grah Tyagi means that we have to reduce our comforts. If you want to become successful, if you want to learn something, then reduce your comfort zones. Grah Tyagi means reduce your comfort zone. Alpahari means grab good things from everywhere. So to summarize, we should be determined like a crow. We should be attentive like a crane. We should be opportunist like a dog. And we should grab good things from all our senses. And we should do certain sacrifice in our life to come out from our comfort zone. These are the 5 things which make us a good student, which make us a good student. Now, I'm sharing a small video with you. Everything fine up till now? Chat is open.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's see this a small video.
You know, the crazy thing about this virus is this virus don't care about our differences. This virus could care less whether we black or white, whether we Christian, Muslim, or Hindu or atheist. This virus don't care whether we're a celebrity or whether we're a regular person, whether we're Republican or we're Democrat. This virus is attacking all of us as mankind. And it's going to call for all of us to be united as we fight back. And I believe that as we fight back, we will bounce back. Because we bounced back after the Black Plague. We bounced back after slavery. We bounced back after the Great Depression. We bounced back after the Holocaust. We bounced back after school shootings. We bounced back after Hurricane Katrina. I got no doubt that we'll bounce back and we'll come back stronger, bolder, and better than we did before. I got a message for you, coronavirus. Ain't no COVID-19 gonna stop us from living our dreams. Somebody told me that we're made during hard times. I believe that hard times show us what was already inside of us. I believe that the hard times, the painful times, the perils of life can show us what was already inside of us. I believe they can expose us to who we really are. Consider the healthcare workers who are showing up day in and day out, working 10, 12, 16-hour shifts. They've been great, but this coronavirus is exposing their greatness. Think about the educators who were trying their best to keep our students engaged online. They've been great, they've been powerful, they've been amazing. Teachers been superheroes, but this virus is exposing their greatness. Think about the first responders who's showing up day in and day out for us. They've been amazing, they've been powerful, but this virus is exposing that greatness that's inside them. I think the hard times make us. I believe the hard times show us what we really have within us. You know, for many of us, this social distancing can be challenging, but though we are apart, may we be united in our love. May we be united in our hope. May we be united in our service to one another, because it's going to take all of us collectively to fight this battle. Some of us will fight by staying home, and some of us will fight by showing up. Some of us will fight while on our knees, and some of us will fight helping the elderly in need. And while this virus is spreading, may our love also spread. That's right. May our love be infectious. May our hope be contagious. And though our churches, temples, and synagogues are closed, may our faith remain open, because we know and believe that what is delayed will not be denied. You know why I can smile in the face of adversity? I can see a day when we're back in restaurants laughing. I can see a day when we're walking through the malls with cheer. I can see a day when we're back in arenas filled with excitement. But until then, let your homes be filled with excitement. Let your homes be filled with laughter and joy. Let your homes be filled with cheer as you hold your loved ones near. I read it, and it says that weeping may endure for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. So I want to just encourage you. I know you're going through a rough patch. I know things for you right now is really rough and really challenging. I know that cloud of depression can be coming over you. Many of you have lost loved ones, family members. Many of you have lost your jobs, and you're trying to figure out how are you going to make it. I get it, but I came to tell you that we will bounce back. At nighttime, it's painful. At nighttime, it's rough. At nighttime, it's real hard. But I promise you, joy will come in the morning. And when that sun cracks the sky, things are going to be different. We're going to feel different, and we'll be stronger. We'll be more united. We'll be more loving. The connection will be stronger. So this is not the time to cower. This is not the time to run away. This is the time when we apologize. This is the time that we reconcile. This is not the time to quit on your marriage. This is not the time to throw in the towel. This is the time when you humble yourselves. This is the time when you make the adjustments. This is an opportunity for us as humans to get better, to get wiser, to get stronger, and be more united. And when it's all said and done, we'll come out of this better than we went in before. And I promise you, my friends, if you just hold on, we will be all right. Because our condition will not be our conclusion.
Okay, so this was a motivational video I got from YouTube. I hope it was audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just to conclude with my session, the time given to me is already, we can say, means I've left with exactly 17 minutes. And within that 17 minutes, your chairman and other rapporteur, I think, has also to say something. So just to conclude, whatever I have said, motivation and learnings from Harvard, that what are the teaching rules we have to follow now, that how to adapt the teaching rules. So the teaching rules are, this is the research from that Harvard, which I've shared with you, which have been shared with you in the PDF already. We have to adapt within hybrid learning. The hybrid learning means an online plus offline learning, varied classes, not heavy reading materials should be given to the students. More and more of exercises should be given, which they can do. Interest has to be created. A simplicity should be there. Plus, if possible, reduce the syllabus which is going to come in the exam. If you see, even the schools have reduced it. The boards have cancelled the exams. So why can't we? If the class we were having for 1 hour, so reduce it for 40 minutes. In our engineering, instead of having a 1 hour class, we have reduced it for 40 minutes for online mode. So reduce the classes for lesser amount of time. And more important, the harms of this online classes are eyesight. So make a concept that not necessary always to see on the screen. Not necessary always to see on the screen. Just listen to the things. And when not possible, close your eyes, listen. It is not necessary that you have to put your eyes on the screen always. It is not necessary that you have to put your eyes on the screen always. You can just listen. So tell these things to your students also, that it is not necessary that you keep on peeping into the screen always. Give a rest to your eyes also. Okay. Build connections. Now, how can we build connections? Ask your students to open the camera. You also open your camera. Have one-to-one connection. At the end of the session or at the beginning of the session. When someone is speaking, request him to open so that a one-to-one connection can be made. So these are the things you should follow in online classes or online lectures. This is what the research says. Now, what type of assessment should we take? It says that 40% should be from the class contribution, 20% should be from home assignment, and 40% from group projects. Means give certain projects to the students. Give them a feeling that they are living distributed at different locations, but they are still united. Make groups of students. Now, when you are making the group, remember that you have to train them to the corporate world. So it is not necessary to have a group of friends, because at the end of the day, they have to serve into some company and they have to adapt. Adaptability is something which wins. The scenario of 2021 is survival of the adaptable, not survival of the wealthiest or survival of the fittest. The person who is easy to adapt things, he is surviving. So make your students adaptable. How you can make them adaptable? Make groups outside their friend circle. Give them projects which they have to do together, and they will report back to you in an online board. So this is what the research says, that this is how we have to take assessments. Your class contribution can be your quiz, it can be your exams, it can be anything. So that's all from my side. I tried to follow the learnings which I have given to you today, which I have shared with you. Many of you are already knowing all these things. So time allotted to me was 120 minutes. I said that we should conclude before. So 110 minutes. That's all from my side. Now over to the rapporteur and other organizing team.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful presentation. I hope I'm audible, sir.
Yeah, audible.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation, sir. It is
We could
really
open,
motivated.
if the videos could be open from your side also, so we can interact and I could at least see the faces.
Yes.
Possibly if all can open, depending upon their internet speed.
From the participants, anybody wants to ask the questions to the Professor Mayank, sir, if any questions are there? I hope the session is very clear, so participants may not have any questions.
There are two cases always. Once is it is very clear or it is no clear.
No, sir, it's absolutely very clear.
Sir,
from,
it's very
to
it's
my-
very clear. And sir, you are true. You are right that most of us are academician, and it's been more than a year we are into online mode. So, sir, we very much can relate to your point, sir.
So, if there are no questions, now may I request Mr. V. Sudhagar V, SRM Assistant Professor from SRM Valiamma Engineering College, Kanchipuram, to come and present the report, please.
Yes,
Sudhagar
sir.
V, sir. Yes.
Sir, I am audible, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for the Atal FDP coordinator for giving this wonderful opportunity. So I am very much delighted to present today's session report. Dr. Mayank Agarwal, Associate Professor and Head Department of Computer Science and Engineering from Kurukula Gangri Deemed University, Haridwar, presented the wonderful topic about challenges and solutions, impact of information and communication in technology with the focus on COVID through a live example of a present situation. Also, he nicely explained how leadership plays a vital role in the higher education institutions in making decisions about work from home, online classes, and finding the new way of teaching methodologies via available resources. And also satisfies the stakeholders. Professor Agarwal also emphasized what is stress and how to manage it through a fantastic quote like by Charlie Chaplin. Nothing is permanent in this big world, not even our troubles. The expert person also explained well about 3C's leadership qualities like a calm, confident, and communicate concept, especially the Guru Gopal Das slide that can be applied to all the situations and to have a peaceful night's sleep. The expert made the session incredibly engaging with the style that need to be followed by the leaders and how the leader can motivate. Professor also demonstrated the methodologies like hybrid learning, simplicity, lesser time and syllabus, and the kind of assessment methods need to be adopted in this tough time. Professor Agarwal ji has inspired us through well-planned and organized presentation, exceptionally the whole thing in 4 major topics through style, motivate, teaching methodology. Finally, the expert person ended up the session by sharing his thought also. So, personally, I would like to thank Dr. Mayank Agarwal sir. And now I would like to hand over the section to the coordinator, section coordinator, Dr. Sanjeev sir. Sir, Sanjeev sir, over to you, sir. Sir, Sanjeev sir, not audible, sir.
Now I'm audible. Hello.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes,
You
I
are
am
audible.
audible. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sudhakar sir, for articulating the key highlights of the glimpse of this session. In my opinion, leadership explore a person's vision to high sides, the rising of a person's performance to a higher standards, the building of a personality beyond the limitations. A great persons attract great people, and how to hold them together. According to Dr. Mayank Agarwal, is very nice presentation, and he tell to us how in the pandemic lockdown we have how we improve ourselves, how to improve our knowledge, and how to separate our knowledge to the persons who have facing the problems in the at his home, and the leader have the some characteristics like the good leader are discursive the know how to help the organizations, employees, and the stakeholders. And the self-motivated. Good leader always motivate their employees and boost their morale when they are needed. I'm again thank you to Dr. Mayank Agarwal, the resource person, for your valuable and motivational contribution in the day session. I would also like to thank our particular for the active participations throughout this session. And after the Dr. Mayank Agarwal sessions, we know how to be out of the pandemic session, how we increase our knowledges. And thank you, Mayank Agarwal sir. And now I want to invite the Swati. I want to session right after the Santipad. We'll invite the Santipad chanter. Please come, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to thank our resource person of the session, Dr. Mayank Agarwal sir, for such insightful presentation. And also I would like to thank Dr. Sanjeev Kumar sir, Dr. A.V. Prasad sir, Mr. Sudhagar sir, and Ms. Swati Antal ma'am for their cooperation and being the part of this session. Thank you everyone. And also the coordinators of the FDP. This session is over. Now there is a break for 1 hour. Next session will start at 3 p.m.